Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you have something on your mind you know you need to go ahead and take care of and take action on, and yet you're not doing so? Well, if you do, then this video is for you. If you're new here, my name is Mike, and if not, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about not acting on the things that we know we need to go ahead and take care of in our life, and kind of some of the things that hold us back. Now, just a real quick tidbit up front. Whenever it comes to making decisions, I kind of find that a lot of people fall into two camps. Camp one is people that make impulsive decisions, really, meaning that you have limited information about something that's about to happen or something you're involved with, and you just act very quickly. Camp two, which is what I want to focus on this video, is the people that take too long or they overthink something that they have to take action on. And by the time you reach the point where you're ready to make that decision or take that action, maybe the opportunity has been stripped away from you. I have personally went throughout my life and I've experienced both of these. I used to be very impulsive with a lot of decisions. Now, a lot of times I can find myself overthinking and really kind of questioning every single little in and out about something before I make a decision. While sometimes this can save you a little bit of headache on the back end, a lot of times, more often than not, it can set you back and essentially kind of stall your progress for whatever it is. It's hard because when you know what you have to do, when you know what you have to say in a conversation, the hard truth you have to give someone else, that's the easy part. The hard part is the delivery, because we always live in this anticipation of what's going to happen. And what I've realized throughout my life is that most times, if you get stuck in this place where you're thinking and thinking and thinking, you're not going to do anything about it. If you do, the problem is that sometimes you act too late. And when you act too late, what if the best decision you just made in your life is no longer relevant? And now you got to deal with the pain of whatever happened because you didn't say whatever was on your mind. Sometimes opportunities come back around, but not always. I'll give you a prime example of something that happened in my life. I was in a relationship with somebody and it was great overall. We had our ups and downs like anything else, but I think overall is a fantastic time. Like many people, I took it for granted and a lot of things that this person did for me and with me, and the kind of support and everything and love that I received from them. When we split up, I thought about it all the time, every day. I thought about, is this the right decision? Is this not? Should I go back? Should I not? Should I talk to her? Should I not? I mean, everything you can think of, I thought about it 3 times over. I sat there and I just thought and thought and thought and thought and thought. And where did they get me? Nowhere. I was in the same spot. I just kept coming up with theories in my head that I can only ever get so far, which is what a lot of you would probably be feeling too, right? Can you ever think yourself into an actual result where you know what's going to happen? If you can, please tell me how, because I'd love to have that ability to know how that's possible. But talking about my situation, I thought and thought and thought about what to do. It took me well over a year after that point of thinking to reach back out and try to actually say what was on my mind. It was received very well, but what I will tell you is that what I had hoped for, which was an opportunity to maybe rekindle or try again with this person, I was met with a really hard truth that it's a little bit too little too late. And it's a fair thing to say. I completely understood that, and I have to accept that reality for what it is. The hard part of where I'm at right now and is not different than a lot of people. Sometimes in a moment we can take something for granted and think that we have a lot more time than we do to act on something. So whether it's a relationship with a significant other or going back to see your family before something hopefully doesn't happen to them, but if something medical wise happens to them or of old age happens, that there's so many ways in which you can act. I think what the real problem is, though, when you choose to not do anything about your situation, or when you choose to wait and think you have this infinite amount of time, it eventually does go away. And the regret of no longer being able to take a chance or to be heard or to do anything that really matters in any type of grand scope, when you no longer have that ability, it's indescribable, that feeling that leaves you with. And I think sometimes it can be scary to go ahead and act and to really do anything, right? I get it. You think about the what ifs and what could happen. What could people say? What could people think about me? Am I doing the right thing? Maybe I'll make this decision and I'll say something, and then there will be another opportunity. And because I said it here, I'll lose this opportunity. You can do this round and round for a long time. It's never going to get to a point where it just stops. You're going to tell yourself that you can think about getting to a point where it's just going to be easier. And you're like, no, you know what? If I just give it another week, if I give it another day, if I give it another hour, if I thought about this, if I write another list, if I watch another video, I'm just going to know. In reality, the only thing that's really going to happen is you're going to keep running out of time. And while you're trying to find the most perfect decision, or the perfect delivery method, or the way to deliver or ask or progress whatever it is that's going on in your mind, if that opportunity leaves you, that's a place that I hope none of you ever get to, because, or if you do, have got there before, I hope you never get there again. It's not a fun place to be. It's not a fun place to watch people be. I don't like to see people living in regret. I don't like to live life in regret myself. Sometimes it's going to happen. Sometimes you're going to feel these regrets and things they're going to come up in your life. And if you're in a position where you've already missed a chance to say or do something, I get how painful this can be. Sometimes you can't always say or do anything to get a chance back. And this is one of the hardest things I think in life. However, with that being said, you can always be better moving forward. And in my situation, while I can't do anything else about changing the past, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm doing better moving forward. I try to live by example because I think that these things are really fundamental and they help us. And I don't claim to have all the answers for everything and know that things are always going to be perfect in this world. From spending so much time in my life doing the wrong thing, whether I was making too quick of decisions or just taking my sweet time doing anything that was actually important, I realized that as scary as it may be, the fear will go away, the regret will linger, and that's not good. I wish that I could sit here and give you some perfect type of timeline or perfect amount of information or a certain mile marker or place marker or something you could reach within your own thought process to know when it is time to go ahead and make a decision, to take action, say something, or just take the next step in whatever it is you're thinking of. But this doesn't exist. Even if you're thinking about a relationship in my perspective versus yours, we've been in different relationships. You know, we've had different time invested in whatever the thing is we're thinking about now. We have different circumstances. So everybody's going to be a little different. But in general, what I would tell you is don't make snap decisions. If you feel like you're making a snap or emotional decision, wait and then wake up the next day and revisit your thoughts and see if you still think that way. If you are at a point where you feel like, am I thinking too much about this? Well, this is a hard thing to evaluate too. I don't know a perfect way to do that, but what I would tell you is that give it a fair amount of thought. But if you find that you're circling back and looking at the same concepts more than 3 times in a row for whatever it is you're thinking of, you've heard the same things over and over and over, I think that's kind of an indication that you're just kind of hearing things put a different way. You're not really coming across new information. You're not really having new thoughts. You're not really talking to people and getting new perspective. You're spinning your wheels and you're staying in place. So do your due diligence. But at a certain point, I think the hardest thing to do is to be honest with ourselves and tell us like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what I need to do. And this is terrifying. This is scary, but I'm going to go do that. Believe me, like I said, I know it's scary, but you can do it. If I did it, I know you can do it. And I know that anybody else that would watch this video you send to, hopefully, will go ahead and do it too. I believe in all of our ability to do anything in this life. Sometimes that means just pushing forward and everything is great. And other times that means having to kind of take a couple steps back, reset, and do it better the second time around. So regardless of whichever position you're in, I hope that you're able to take a decent message from this. And if anything else, I really encourage you to take that action and don't overthink it too much. So you deserve more than that. And so does whoever or whatever the situation is that you're involved with. You can either take action on a decision you know you need to make today, or you can wait for the sun to set and for you to have one more day pass you by in which you had a chance to do something instead. I know you're gonna make the right decision, and I hope this video helped in total. If it did, go ahead and drop me a like, leave me a comment down below. I'm gonna see y'all later next one. Take care for now. Peace.